Hi, this is Jenny Clark with Solvability. I'm here in sunny San Diego at the Unanet Champions Conference talking to Chris Craig. So Chris, thanks so much for making me come to San Diego.
You're welcome. It's a great place to be. We're glad to have you here.
Oh, it's so beautiful here, and I really like that there's no humidity. It's like just gorgeous wind, and everybody's happy. And we're wrapping up the second day of the Unanet Champions Conference. What a great turnout. How many people showed up, by the way?
Yeah, we had 300 people this year, which was more than double what we had 2 years ago. So we alternate coasts every year, San Diego, Virginia, San Diego, Virginia.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, we had it at the Coronado Marriott, and we outgrew that facility. So this year we're having it at Paradise Point in Mission Bay, and it's an awesome facility. I think we've outgrown it though, so the next time we'll probably have to look for another location.
That's a possibility, and what I really liked about it is the whole way that you made sure that you're really supporting your community of users. I mean, they were just doing, what'd you call that last session that they were doing? Is it speed?
That was called Speed Clinics.
Speed Clinics.
Yeah.
And so what you're doing is putting people in smaller groups so they can ask questions about specific areas and move them around.
Right. So I think it's actually called Speed Learning. I misspoke because there's so many different things going on here.
Yeah.
But it's a speed learning session, so there's probably 20, 30 different tables set up on different aspects of Unanet, from pipeline management all the way through to general ledger reporting. And people go around to the different clinics 15 minutes at a table, and they talk about how things are done in Unanet, how processes are achieved. Customers share best practices with each other, which is awesome because you get everyone collaborating with each other. You get the training, and then also collaborating on the product roadmap. So if there's something we've yet to add to Unanet, we can write that down, put it on the product roadmap.
Well, talk to me about the product roadmap. I think you've got a couple big changes planned that you're adding this year.
Yeah. So our next release will be 10.3, and that's coming out in June of 2017. And then after that, and that has some things to do with invoicing and making things a little bit more easy for people to get at the data. We also just released our cloud data warehouse, which now gives our cloud customers the ability to go in and access the database just like on-premise customers could. So if they have a third-party reporting tool, they could go in, do business intelligence on the Unanet data model. The next big release after that is going to be the purchasing release. So we're doing purchase orders, purchase requests, which a lot of our customers are, professional services organizations. So a lot of that relates to putting in a purchase order for subcontractors and a purchase request for subcontractors. Once that request is approved, getting the purchase order through, and then seeing the commitments on the report.
Well, that's going to be so useful because I know whenever a subcontract is issued, you want to make sure that you know what the ceiling is on the subcontract and keep an eye so they don't bill you for more hours than they're allowed to.
Right.
You want to be looking at cycles. And so what were some of the key things that you looked at when you talked about subcontract management? Does it have labor category control too?
Yes. So actually, right now in Unanet, we do have subcontractor management. So I think Leidos is a company, they use Unanet for 20,000 subcontractors, where their subs put their information directly in Unanet, and then Leidos can approve that information. The sub also approves the information, and they tell their subs, don't send us an invoice. This is the system of record. You signed off on it, we've signed off on it. So that's what's getting paid, and then also they can run reports on their subs immediately in real time. They don't have to wait 2 or 3 months later to find out how much their sub is charging.
Oh, that is so much of a benefit because you want to make sure that you're taking care of your subs, that they're getting invoiced on a normal schedule and they're getting paid on a normal schedule. So that must have automated a lot for them.
Yeah, it's been huge, and then a lot of our other customers are obviously taking advantage of that as well. So it's been a big feature.
Yeah. The other thing I'm really excited is about your new relationship with Payroll Networks, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So basically, Payroll Network is a payroll company, and we have established a partnership with them where they're doing the payroll, and we feed their payroll system, and it is a bi-directional integration. So we'll get a journal entry back from Payroll Network for the FICA, SUCA, 401k, all of that information will come back in as a journal entry into Unanet. And then also, when you add an employee once in Payroll Network, you do the onboarding in Payroll Network, that employee automatically shows up in Unanet. So we're pretty excited about that.
Well, I've never seen that in my entire career. I've been promised it many times. I've heard people able to do that by writing custom things, but what other systems don't do is make it so it is bi-directional and that it's designed that way.
Right.
So I'm really excited about seeing that. And one of the things that I've always admired about Unanet is your ability to work with multiple other systems.
Right.
Its openness and it's scalability. So how do you keep it going that way when you talk about being able to serve Lados or a company as small as 3 or 4 employees?
Right. So that's a great question. We have a configuration control board at Unanet that kind of manages all the different enhancement suggestions we get from our customers. And our internal development team that's based in Dulles, Virginia, they're represented on that control board. So when they see a suggestion come in, they are thinking about, well, how does this affect kind of the smallest company versus the largest company? What do we need to do to make sure this scales? So we volume tested for 32,000 employees, but at the same time, a lot of companies now are coming to us and saying, well, we want to start with the right infrastructure right off the bat, right? We don't want to buy QuickBooks out of the box and then have to shift over when we're 20 employees or 30 employees. So they're going with what we call the Keystone approach in Unanet. You have a standard chart of accounts, you have a standard cost pool structure, kind of a standard configuration that's not only standard and reduces the cost, but also it's best practices that a bunch of other government contractors, and I think you had some input on what that should look like too. So thank you very much for that. But it gives them something to start with that they can then scale with as they grow. So we've always said at Unanet, the size of the organization is not really as important to us. Are they a project-driven professional services organization?
I think that makes such a big difference to have a way that you're putting them on the right path to start out with, and that's why people stick with Unanet.
Right.
Hey, I've had the greatest time out here at this conference, and it's really great to catch up with you. So thanks so much for having me out here.
Yeah, well, one more thing I just wanted to say, actually 2 more things. We really believe in shared success with our customers, so we want to make sure our customers are happy, and we want to make sure they're growing, and not only making their customers love them, but also making their internal customers love them. So if they're supporting, whether it's finance or operations, program management, contract management, business development, whatever, they can really leverage Unanet to help them grow their careers as well. But also, second thing, I want to thank you, Jenny. You've been a great partner over the years, and it's been phenomenal working with you. And wish you all the best in the future, and hope to continue our partnership many years into the future.
Well, we'll do that. So thanks a lot, Chris. All right, bye-bye.